I want to talk to you about something crucial for your personal transformation, the 5 struggles you need to overcome. If you're looking to create a new reality, to break free from the patterns that have been holding you back, then understanding and overcoming these struggles is essential. So let's dive right in. First, let's talk about the struggle of staying stuck in the past. Your brain is like a mirror reflecting everything you've gone through up until now. It's set up to show you what you've experienced, so it ends up being a result of your past experiences. When you feel the same way every day, it often means that not much new is happening in your life. Those same emotions you've been feeling are driving the same thoughts, and those thoughts then recreate those same feelings. This creates a cycle that keeps you trapped in the past. When you're stuck in this cycle, your reality doesn't change because your internal state isn't changing. If you're always thinking about the same old things and feeling the same emotions, you're essentially repeating your past experiences. Your brain and body are stuck in a loop, where the past keeps influencing how you think and feel today. To break free from this cycle, you need to start creating new experiences. Ask yourself questions like, what would it be like to feel differently? What would it be like to be healthier, wealthier, or more fulfilled? These questions help you shift your focus from the past to new possibilities. Engaging your brain's frontal lobe, which is responsible for planning and creativity, helps you imagine these new possibilities. Start by envisioning what it would be like to achieve new goals or to feel different emotions. For example, if you want to be healthier, imagine what your life would look like if you were already living in a healthy state. Picture yourself feeling energetic, happy, and strong. By doing this, you're not only changing your thoughts, but also introducing new emotions associated with these new possibilities. It's also important to let go of the old emotions that keep you stuck. Old feelings like fear, sadness, or frustration can hold you back from moving forward. As you begin to imagine and embrace new experiences, work on releasing these old emotions. This might involve practicing mindfulness, meditation, or simply taking time to reflect on and process your feelings. The second struggle is living in stress and survival mode. Many people spend a lot of their time under stress. When you're in survival mode, your body is mainly focused on handling threats and problems rather than on creating new things or learning new skills. Stress hormones flood your system, which makes you react to situations as if they are life-threatening. These stress chemicals make you focus on what's happening around you and can make you feel like your outer world is more important and real than your inner world. When you live in stress and survival mode, you might find yourself constantly reacting to problems and challenges. You're in a state of fear and limitation where your energy is spent just trying to get by instead of thriving or growing. This way of living creates a gap between you and your full potential. You may feel stuck and unable to reach your goals or dreams because you're always just trying to cope with the stress and problems in your life. To overcome this struggle, you need to shift from survival mode to a more creative and productive state. This change involves lowering your stress levels and teaching your body to respond in a healthier way. Start by practicing techniques that help you manage your stress and regulate your internal state. For example, deep breathing exercises, mindfulness, and meditation can help calm your mind and reduce stress. Another important step is to focus on creating coherence between your brain and heart. When your brain and heart are in harmony, you can experience elevated emotions like joy and gratitude. These positive emotions can help you feel more connected to your inner self and your potential. They shift your focus from just surviving to creating and manifesting new realities. Try to incorporate activities that generate these positive emotions into your daily routine. Engage in things that make you happy, such as spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or practicing gratitude. By regularly experiencing these elevated emotions, You help your body and mind move away from survival mode and into a state where you can think more clearly, create effectively, and work towards your goals. The third struggle is about being a victim of your circumstances. This is when you let things outside yourself, like people, situations, or conditions, control how you feel and think. When you do this, you're giving away your personal power. You're essentially saying that these external factors are in charge of your internal state, how you feel and how you react. For example, if you often feel upset or stressed because of a difficult boss, a challenging situation, or problems with friends, you're letting these external factors dictate your emotions. You might think, if only my boss were nicer, or if only this situation were different, I would be happier. This way of thinking keeps you stuck in a cycle of waiting for something outside yourself to change so that you can feel better. This mindset can trap you in a state of powerlessness. You might find yourself constantly waiting for external changes to improve your mood or situation, believing that only once these changes happen will you be able to feel good. But this can be a never-ending cycle because you can't always control what happens outside of you. To overcome this struggle, it's important to take responsibility for your own internal state. This means understanding that you are the creator of your own reality. Your thoughts and feelings are within your control, even if you can't always control external circumstances. Start by shifting your focus from waiting for external changes to actively changing your internal state. Instead of relying on outside factors to determine your happiness, focus on how you can influence your own feelings and thoughts. This shift in focus can be powerful. It means that you are no longer dependent on external conditions to feel good. One way to begin this shift is through self-regulation. This involves learning how to manage your emotions and reactions. When something happens that could upset you, try to notice your reaction and take a moment to calm yourself. Practice deep breathing, mindfulness, or other relaxation techniques to help you manage stress. By doing this, you can start to break the automatic cycle of reacting to external factors. Another important step is to work on changing your perception. How you view a situation can greatly impact how you feel about it. Instead of seeing a problem as something that is happening to you, try to see it as an opportunity for growth or a challenge that you can overcome. Changing your perspective can help you feel more empowered and less like a victim. The fourth struggle is about breaking old beliefs and perceptions. This can be one of the toughest challenges you'll face. Our beliefs are basically thoughts we keep thinking over and over again. These beliefs come from our past experiences and the things we've learned throughout our lives. If you want to change your life, you have to start by changing these beliefs. To begin, you need to understand that beliefs are not just random thoughts. They are deeply ingrained in our minds and bodies. They shape how we see the world and how we react to different situations. If you've always believed that you're not good enough, for instance, this belief can hold you back and prevent you from reaching your full potential. So, changing your beliefs is crucial if you want to create a new and better reality for yourself. The process of changing your beliefs involves making a strong decision. This decision should be so powerful that it can create a real shift in your brain and body. It's like setting a new direction for yourself. This decision needs to be firm and clear, and it should be strong enough to overcome your old, hardwired programs and emotional conditioning. Think of it like upgrading your old software to a new version. The new version needs to be more effective and aligned with the reality you want to create. Start by questioning your current beliefs and perceptions. Take a good look at them and ask yourself if they truly serve you. For example, if you believe that you're not capable of achieving your goals, ask yourself if this belief is really true. Is it helping you or is it holding you back? Often, we find that many of our beliefs are based on past experiences that no longer apply to our current situation. Once you've identified the beliefs that don't serve you, it's time to create new ones. These new beliefs should align with the reality you want to manifest. For instance, if you want to be successful, start believing that you are capable of achieving success. Your new belief should be positive and empowering, and it should support the future you want to create. It's also important that these new beliefs are supported by elevated emotions and a clear intention. Elevated emotions like joy, gratitude, and love are powerful because they help reinforce your new beliefs and make them feel more real. When you combine these emotions with a clear intention, you strengthen the impact of your new beliefs. The process of changing your beliefs might take some time. It's not something that happens overnight. You might find yourself slipping back into old thought patterns or facing challenges along the way. This is normal and part of the process. The key is to stay committed to your new beliefs and keep reinforcing them. One effective way to reinforce new beliefs is through daily practices. You can use affirmations to remind yourself of your new beliefs. For example, if your new belief is that you are capable and successful, repeat affirmations like, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I am successful in everything I do." Repeating these affirmations helps to retrain your mind and make the new beliefs feel more natural. Let's talk about the fifth struggle, overcoming the tendency to give your power away to external factors. This struggle is about how we often let outside things control our feelings and our energy. When you focus too much on problems, people, or situations that stress you out, you end up giving away your energy and life force to those things. In other words, you're letting these external factors dictate how you feel and what you do. Imagine your energy as a powerful force that can be used to shape your life. When you concentrate on what's wrong, you're giving that energy to those problems. For instance, if you're constantly worried about a difficult situation at work or a strained relationship, your attention and emotional energy are going towards these stressors. The more you focus on them, the more you let them affect you, and the more power you give away to these external issues. This means you're not using your energy to create the life you want, but are instead being controlled by what's happening around you. To overcome this struggle, you need to start redirecting your energy. Instead of focusing on what's wrong in your life, shift your attention towards creating a positive future. Think about what you want to achieve and how you want to feel. This change in focus helps you take back control of your life. It's like turning your attention from a dark cloud to a bright sky. When you focus on positive goals and dreams, you start to reclaim your energy and use it for something constructive. One important step in this process is learning to master yourself and regulate your internal state. This means being aware of your thoughts and emotions and finding ways to manage them effectively. For example, if you feel overwhelmed by stress, practice techniques that help calm your mind and body, such as deep breathing, meditation, or positive affirmations. By doing this, you start to take control of your internal state rather than letting stress and negative emotions take over. As you get better at managing your emotions, you'll notice that you have more energy available for healing and creating. When you reduce the intensity of negative emotions, you free up your energy to focus on positive feelings. Elevated emotions like joy, gratitude, and love are powerful because they help you feel good and keep you motivated. By focusing on these positive emotions, you build a stronger, more resilient state of being. This shift in how you handle your emotions also affects your energy field. Think of your energy field as an invisible bubble of energy that surrounds you. When you're stuck in negative emotions, this field can become weak and chaotic. But as you practice focusing on positive emotions and regulating your internal state, you strengthen this energy field. A strong energy field helps you feel more balanced and centered, which is crucial for healing and manifesting what you want in life. For example, if you're trying to achieve a personal goal, having a positive, focused energy field can attract opportunities and create a more supportive environment for success. When your energy is aligned with what you want, you're more likely to notice and take advantage of opportunities that come your way. In other words, a strong positive energy field makes it easier for you to manifest your desired outcomes. So, overcoming these 5 struggles involves a shift in how you think, feel, and respond to your life. Start by breaking free from the past, moving out of survival mode, taking responsibility for your internal state, changing your beliefs. The moment you remember your problems, a memory is a record of the past. You're thinking in the past. Every one of those problems has an emotion associated with them. So all of a sudden you start feeling unhappy, you start feeling bitter, you start feeling frustrated. So now your body's in the past. So then, most people then create a state of being that's connected to their past. The same behaviors create the same experiences, and the same experiences produce the same emotions, and those very same emotions drive the very same thoughts. And your biology, your neurocircuitry, your neurochemistry, your neurohormones, and even your genetic expression is equal to how you think, how you act, and how you feel. And how you think, how you act, and how you feel is called your personality. And your personality creates your personal reality. That's it. So then, if you wanted to create a new personal reality, a new life, then you would have to start thinking about what you've been thinking about and change it. You would have to become aware of your unconscious thoughts and observe them. You would have to pay attention to your automatic habits and behaviors and modify them. And you would have to look at the emotions you live by every single day that are connected to your past and decide if those emotions belong in your future. You see, most people try to create a new personal reality as the same personality, and it doesn't work. You literally have to become someone else. And you are here this week to learn vital information about creating a future and be defined by a vision of the future instead of the memories of the past. Because if you are not defined by some vision that is bigger than you and you are not passionate about that vision, then you are left with the old hardware of the past in your brain and you will be predictable in your life. So would you agree then? New thoughts, new information should lead to new choices. New choices should lead to new behaviors, and new behaviors should create new experiences, and new experiences should produce new emotions, and those new emotions should drive new thoughts, and that's called evolution. So if your brain is a record of the past and you don't have a vision of the future, then you are living in the past, and you will never arrive at that new future. Now there's another potential for you to exist free from the chains of the old self. That potential exists right now. Now where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So you want that energy to move right to the top of your head. So then as you inhale, you bring that energy all the way up to the top. You keep following your breath. You lock all the way to the top. When you get to the top, now you hold your breath. And when you hold your breath, you contract those intrinsic muscles, and you begin to lift those muscles up, and you begin to compress those muscles, and you begin to push that cerebral spinal fluid up into your brain. So then why do I ask you to inhale and hold your breath? Now this isn't inhaling and turning purple and pushing. If you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. It's a slow, steady breath, and you follow that breath all the way to the top, either to the top of your head, or you put your awareness on where that pineal gland is between the back of your throat and the back of your head. Now, when you inhale, that inhalation is very slow and very steady. It's not a big inhalation and pushing. It's a slow, steady breath, and you're contracting these muscles and coordinating it, and you're following your breath all the way to the top of your head. And when you get to the top of your head, I'm going to ask you to inhale a little bit more, and as you pull up, you're going to lock these muscles down even further, and you're lifting them up. Once you lift them up and you have your attention either on the top of your head or the space that your pineal gland occupies in space, I'm going to ask you to lock those muscles down and pump, squeeze, or push. And I want you to push that fluid up into your brain by squeezing the muscles. Not by holding your breath harder, but by squeezing those muscles. I want you to begin to pump that fluid and begin to compress up against your pineal gland. When you do this breath, you have to demonstrate a will that's greater than any program. You have to find a level of intensity or a level of passion that's greater than the body as the mind or any addiction to any emotion. You have to be inspiration, the movement of energy. Don't be afraid of it. Just surrender into it. For some people, their body will do unusual things. That's information trying to be integrated into it. Don't be afraid of it. Just surrender into it. If your body does weird things, more than likely that's energy moving to your brain. If you have a lapse of consciousness or you all of a sudden find yourself on the ground, that's energy moving into your brain. It's happened to me numerous times. It's a sign that you're getting close or at least doing it correctly. Now where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So you want that energy to move right to the top of your head. Inspiration, the movement of energy. You have to find a level of intensity or a level of passion that's greater than the body as the mind or any addiction to any emotion. Don't be afraid of it. Just surrender into it. On a Sunday morning, while she was in the shower, her husband said goodbye to his 2 children, yelled something to her while she was in the shower, and then went to the tallest building in Amsterdam and jumped off the building and committed suicide. Now that is a stressful event. And when she got the news, she experienced all the emotions that people experience from something that's shocking and traumatic like that. She was suffering, she was in pain, she was resentful, she was guilty, she was confused, she was angry. She went through the whole gamut of emotions, and all of those emotions, by the way, are derived from the hormones of stress. So she has an event in her life. It changes her biologically. She doesn't know how to control her emotional reaction. It turns into a mood, one long emotional reaction. If you keep reviewing that event in your mind, you begin to produce the same chemistry in your brain and body as if the event was occurring. So her body is being conditioned to the past because she's reliving the experience 50 to 100 times in a day, and her body is beginning to believe it's in the same past experience over and over again. It ultimately goes from a mood to a temperament, and now people are asking her in her life, "Why are you so upset?" She tells the story, and she's basically saying, I am this way because of this event that happened to me 4 months ago. So then if we keep that going for extended periods of time, and those emotions are driving our thoughts, and we can't think greater than how we feel, our feelings have become the means of thinking. We're thinking in the past, and now we're stuck in our biology. So one day she wakes up, and she's completely paralyzed from her waist down. And she can't get out of bed, so they rush her to the hospital. They do MRIs, they do all the tests. They can't find anything significant with her, so they just diagnose her with neuritis. And so now she's bedridden, and she cannot literally get out of bed. So now she can't work, she can't take care of her children. Her mother has to move in with her, and she doesn't have any money because she's not working, and her stress levels go up. So now the condition gets worse. As her stress levels go up, it's the same chemicals of stress that are knocking the brain and body out of balance, signaling the wrong genes in the wrong way. And another few months later, she develops these huge ulcerations in all the mucous membranes of her body, in her mouth, her throat, her upper stomach, her bladder, her vagina, her anus. She's got these huge ulcers. Now she can't eat, and if she can't eat, she's knocking her body now out of chemical balance even more, and it hurts. So now she's spiraling downward, and then she finally starts noticing her symptoms getting worse, and she goes to the doctor, and they diagnose her with esophageal cancer. Now, the moment she gets the diagnosis of esophageal cancer, now she gets even more stressed, and she's in fear now, and she realizes that her children may not have a mom. And so she came to one of our workshops, and I remember specifically because she came in with crutches and a wheelchair and a walker, and she sat on the left side of the room. And it was an introductory level course, and she understood that she could change it intellectually, but she had a very big challenge ahead of her, and she realized how much she was in her past. She had a vision of her future. Like she wasn't visualizing anything, she just got a very clear vision. And she was so excited that she went home and she did her meditation every single day. Now she understood that she had to upregulate new genes and downregulate genes that had to do with her disease, and that every day she had to knock on the genetic door. Now, the first thing I want to say is that I'm certain that there were days that she didn't feel like doing her meditation, and she did that anyway. She did it anyway. There were days where she had a tremendous amount of doubt, and she didn't think it was possible, but she did her meditations every single day. The universe only gives us what we think we're worthy of receiving, so we gotta come initiated into this and understand it. If you want to create a new life, a new personal reality, you gotta change your personality, which means you better start thinking about what you've been thinking about and changing it. You begin to become conscious of your unconscious actions or habits or behaviors and modify them. And then we have to begin to look at the emotions that we live by every single day that keep us connected to the past and decide, do these emotions belong in our future? So most people are trying to create a new personal reality as the same personality, and it doesn't work. You literally have to become someone else. And can you select a new possibility in the quantum field and begin to emotionally embrace that future every single day to such a degree that your body, as the unconscious mind, the objective mind, does not know the difference between the experience in your life that's creating the emotion and the emotion that you're fabricating by thought alone, to the degree that you begin to signal new genes and new ways to change your body to look like the experience has already happened. Now, the latest research in epigenetics says it's absolutely possible. This every day, installing the circuitry every day, conditioning the body into the emotion of the future, that your body begins to change to look like it's already happened. Now, this is where it gets fun, because now you no longer have to go anywhere to get it. If you think that your thoughts have something to do with your future, just from a theoretical standpoint, that your thoughts create your destiny, and you think 60 to 70,000 thoughts in one day, and 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts as the day before, well, then your life isn't going to change very much as long as you're thinking the same way. If you're not being defined by a vision of the future, then you're left with the memories of the past. Is it possible then that the way you think and the way you feel can begin to produce effects in your outer world? Now, that isn't something that you swallow in one bite. It's a process of gaining knowledge. It's a process of practice. It's a process of experience. But once you start seeing those synchronicities, those coincidences, those opportunities that start to fall into place because you're experiencing change in your outer world, if you're doing the work, you're going to start paying attention to what you're doing inside of you that's producing the effect outside of you. And once you correlate the changes of what you're doing inside of you with the effect you produce outside of you, you're going to pay attention to what you did, and you're going to do it again. And all of a sudden, you're going to start believing more that you're the creator of your life and less of the victim of your life. And those same thoughts lead to the same choices. The same choices lead to the same behaviors. The same behaviors create the exact same experiences, and we anticipate the same feelings or emotions from those experiences, and those emotions are the payoff that drive our very same thoughts. Well, our biology, our neurocircuitry, our neurochemistry, our hormones, and even our gene expression will be equal to how we think, how we act, and how we feel. And how we think, how we act, and how we feel is called our personality. And our personality creates our personal reality. That's it. I want people to begin to understand that thoughts are very powerful, feelings drive our thoughts, and that they can begin to create a better life for themselves once they understand some of these principles. We live in a world where often when people think about visioning the future, they vision stuff. So you have a vision of the car you want, or you have a vision of an amount of money you want, or you have a vision of a home you want, and you see this with people with their vision boards. What's your take on that? And is that the right type of visioning? And what is the right type of visioning? Well, we do so many different variations because I think people integrate information differently. And all of those cars and homes and whatever that is, they are symbols of what it looks like when a person actually arrives at this concept called abundance, right? So if those things help them to associate with something that creates a feeling of abundance, and they're building their vision board to help them to get clear on their intent, then that's fine. Because they're associating objects or things or material things that they'll say, that's when I know that I'm abundant. That's fine. Other people will say, look, abundance just means that I have more than I need, and I'm happy with that.